guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Tati here, back at it again with another video, and we're going to be doing a banana fritter making video. So, as you can see, I have my little smashing tool, a big spoon, whatever big spoon you have is what you'll need, and a spatula, which we'll use a little bit later on when we get to the frying portion. So I'll put that over there. So you need a bowl that's deep enough, a little bit deep enough to just hold all your mixture. And for this one, I'm using 2 bananas. So for my first banana, you just peel it like you would when eating a regular banana. That's what I'm doing here. So after I've peeled the second banana, I'll just break it in half and put it in my bowl. So you get whatever tool. You could use a fork if you don't have this sort of tool in your kitchen, and just smash the bananas, making sure you get all the pieces as thin, as smooth as possible. You want it to be like almost a liquidy consistency, so there's not any big chunks. So that's what I'm doing right now, is to just smash all the pieces of bananas as finely as I can and make it as smooth as I can. Okay, so that's what I've done with that, and I'm just gonna remove the banana peels and everything. Yeah, clear my area a little bit. And now moving on to your spices. Nutmeg is what I'll be putting in first, just a generous amount depending on how many bananas you're using. Since I'm using 2, I'm not really putting a lot because I don't want the spices to overpower it so that you can't enjoy the fritters. And after I do that, then I'll add some cinnamon into the mixture as well. Just be generous, but not too generous. As I said, this all depends on how many bananas you're using, because you know, the more amount of bananas, the more batter you're gonna have and the more fritters you're gonna be making. So just be mindful and judge from how many you're making, you want to make, or how many bananas you're using. You can see right here I'm having a little trouble opening the bottle. I don't know what strong man tightened this bottle, but it is killing me. I had to step away and everything. I was like, oh no, sweet Jesus, who did this? Okay, so I got it open, and I'm gonna be taking, I'm telling you the honest truth, when I do this, if I'm making more, I used to make this for a lady that I babysat and for her daughter, and she loved them, and I would have to make, like, she would buy 6 bananas. I would have to use all of that, make a whole big bowl of it so she could have it. And I never really judged how much I used. I just based it on, again, as I said, how many bananas I'm using or how much I'm trying to make at the time. So after I put the vanilla, I put like a cork and a half, and then you take brown sugar. I do not like it with white sugar. I don't know why. I feel like it just doesn't give it the color. It doesn't do what it needs to do. You know what I mean? So I use brown sugar, and I like mine kind of sweet, so I take a good amount of sugar. You can you can do it to your liking, but as much sugar, because bananas are already sweet, so you can do it to your liking, but I personally like mine sweet. So I have a non-stick pan right here on the stove, and I put a good amount of oil, not a lot, because I don't like when they're too oily, but you want enough so that it's almost like you're deep frying them. Get what I'm saying? So you turn on the stove. I put my stove to like medium heat just for the beginning, because you're gonna have to turn it down later on once you're putting in your second batch, when the oil is already a little bit hot, more hot than it is in the beginning. So I mix my batter while my oil is heating on the stove. And then after I'm finished mixing, I'm going to add the last ingredient to the batter, which is going to be flour. So I have my flour here. And I am just going to be taking 2 full spoons. But first I need to just rinse off my spoon so that none of the banana batter doesn't get into my flour. So that's what I'm doing. I'm just gonna rinse it off and put in 2 full spoons of my flour, and that is all I'm going to be using. You could do 1 and a half, or not a half, like not make the second spoon as full as you did the first one, but I wanted to make a good amount to fill me for the day, so I did 2 full spoons. And you can always add water to make sure the batter isn't thick, because you don't want it too thick. So I'm just mixing in my flour with all my ingredients, with my nutmeg, vanilla, and my cinnamon. And it does lose a little bit of its sweetness to me. It feels like once you put and because you have just added your flour, you need a little bit of water to just smoothen out the batter a little bit. You don't want it to be too thick, so that your fritters come out like really dense and the inside is more floury than anything. So I do add a little bit of water, which does take away some of the sweetness, but you can always add it back with some sugar. And the sugar does loosen the flour more, so it does become a little bit more smooth while you're depending on the amount of sugar you're adding. I'm not adding much of a lot again, but you can see that it does help to loosen up, along with the water, the flour, and everything, and get the mixture to a more smoother consistency. So now that my oil is hot, I'm just going to be taking my spoon. I'm not filling my spoon up with the batter. I'm just going to be taking a good amount and placing it into the oil. So after leaving them to brown for like a minute thereabout, it's time for them to be flipped. So once they've been flipped, you want them to look this kind of golden brown color. You can make it stay a little longer. Me personally, I like when they're a little bit burnt, but for the purposes of this video, I'm going to be showing you the color that most people, when trying to make when making banana fritters, try to achieve. This is that color. They smell, by the way, the cinnamon and the nutmeg and the vanilla smells so good. If you're the type of person who loves to smell seasonings or like baked goods or any cinnamony baked goods in the bakery, you're gonna love the smell of this in your kitchen. Okay, so what I'm doing here is just using a fork to poke holes into the fritters individually, just so that the inside is cooked as well as fried as well. You don't want to have the inside taste like batter. So that's what I did, and I'm just flipping the rest. Don't they look so beautiful? Oh my god, they kind of look like banana pancakes, but yeah, I don't think this is how people actually make banana pancakes, so. But they do look like it. They look so good. Oh my god, it's the brown ring for me that really does it. It's the brown golden, but as I said, personally, I love when they're a little bit more burnt. I love when they're like not burnt, but a little bit more on the darker side, it just tastes so good to me. And it's way like when the little edges are crispy. Oh, sweet. It's so good. So good. And for a person who doesn't like bananas, I really love this. This is one of my favorite things to make. So after leaving them for a little bit longer to just cook through, I use my fork to pick it up and put it on a plate that I've laid a napkin over just to suck up the excess oil. Even though I did kind of let it drain off in the pan, I just want to get all the excess oil out by just laying them on a plate with a napkin. That's one of the best ways to do it. So you're not eating like while you're taking a bite out, you're not getting a bite of oil as well. You know what I mean? So I'm just letting these three cook a little bit longer and then taking them out. And yes, they look delicious. So I've started to add my second batch into the oil. And when doing this, you want to turn the oil down a little bit more than where you started in the beginning of your first batch, because you've been frying them for a while. The oil has gotten hotter and your second batch will be getting browner quicker without the middle being cooked. So what you do is turn the oil down just to adjust it a little bit, depending on how fast you see your fritters cooking. What I do is see how fast they've browned around the edges before actually flipping them, and then I turn the oil down a little bit according to that, let it fry, and then flip it. Don't let the part that's gotten browned quickly to stay too long. Flip it. If you have to flip it back over to get it to match the other side, you can do that, but don't let it stay too long to the point where it burns, because the oil has become too hot and you turned it down too late. So yeah, guys, that's it. Just remember to poke your holes in your second batch like you did with the first, just to make sure it cooks through. And yeah, let them sit and brown to perfection. For these ones, I'm thinking of letting them burn a little bit more, just for me. As I said, I did the rest for the video purposes. I'm still gonna enjoy them, but these ones, these four right here, are gonna be top tier premium banana fritters. These are my pride and joys because they're a little bit burnt. And as I said, the beginning side, before when you started your second batch, got brown a little bit faster than the first one, just because of how hot the oil got. What you can do is flip it a second time just to let that side get as brown as you want it and cook through. Look how beautiful that looks. Yes, I can't wait to eat them. Yep. So wait, what am I saying? I've already eaten them. They're so good. But yeah, guys, that's the end of it. And yeah, it's time to take them out, lay them on your paper, and enjoy. Let me just take all of them out and show you how they look. Okay, you guys, look at the masterpiece that we have just made. Oh, these are so good. They smell so good. They taste so good. Ooh, look at those two burned ones on the side. They're mine. Yes. Anyways, you guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Please try and make this if it's something you're interested in trying, and tell me how they come out. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.